I ask strangers about their worst addictions. Bronson Smeller!
I would say if I'm addicted to anything, it would be the news, you know. When I wake up in the morning, I have to check the news to make sure that everybody's safe.
I thought there were spiders all over me, and so I stripped naked on 17th South and ran to my uncle's 6 blocks away.
What the
Why'd you do
fuck?
that?
Because all my friends were doing it, and it was one of those things of like, okay, let's see what this is about, right? Do mushrooms, not meth. Mushrooms, not meth.
Bronson definitely would be the type of dude to smash this, though. Like, he'd probably, like, snort some mushrooms with her. And, like, bang this chick.
Yeah, just make sure that gets on there. If anything, that was like...
What are you addicted to?
Sex. I'm just kidding.
Is that sex? Is there truth in that?
No.
What's the worst thing you've ever done?
Punch my brother. Wait, I'll punch a guitar. Yes.
He probably would do it, right?
My brother's guitar. I
You break it?
yeah, it costed a lot.
What are you addicted to?
Cost a lot.
Whoa. Weed.
What about you?
I was addicted to nicotine and weed.
How much weed do you smoke?
He lives in
a week?
Utah, right?
I'm high right now.
How much time do you spend a day on TikTok?
I don't know, maybe like 3 hours. It's gotten
3
there's like
whole fucking hours on TikTok?
one point where it was like 12 hours.
What the fuck? 12 hours on TikTok? That's half your fucking day just spent there scrolling on your fucking phone. What? Really?
Just TikTok. It's not like that anymore though.
I would say that's a much worse addiction than nicotine.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Let me get your face. I like your tattoos.
Thank you, sir.
How much were they?
Not a whole lot.
A few hundred?
Dude, these
Yeah.
guys are like... Oh, that guy's huge.
What are you addicted to?
Everything. I have to replace one thing with another thing. I mean,
Material objects, what are you addicted to?
tools.
What kind
He'd
of
probably
tools?
sit on you, Kozu, and you wouldn't be able to stand up, bro. Oh, let's be honest.
Like work tools?
Yes. Tools to generate more.
Are you addicted to caffeine?
No. I'm addicted to coffee. Yeah, caffeine.
I'm addicted to coffee too. What about you? What are you addicted to?
People say this too, like caffeine or coffee. It's like as if it's a bad addiction. I don't think being addicted to coffee or like shit like this, like I don't think that's a bad addiction. It makes you energized, bam, 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 like you're ready for fucking shit. Somebody dies down the street. Oh, I got my coffee in me. I'm ready to fucking go. What the fuck's going on? You know, but when you're off of it, you're just like, it doesn't feel the same. You don't got the same energy. Like maybe snort a line. I don't know.
Not very much. I'm kind of old school. I'm old, guys. I'm old. I'm a lot older than I look.
You guys be looking drippy though. The tats, the watch, the hat. I see you guys.
I'm old, but I guess I'm addicted to quality of life.
La 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 la. What's your name?
Shawnee. Yeah.
So the topic today is about addiction.
And this is something about Bronson's editing too, is like, it's always just been good for these street interviews. I don't know why he didn't put this on his main channel, but I guess because he does have way more on this channel than he does on his main channel now, but his street interviews, the editing is just cracked, bro. It's really good.
So the questions will be segmented around that. What are you addicted to?
Food.
What kind of food?
Oh, mostly sweets, junk food.
Like caffeine?
I do. I'm addicted to coffee.
Do you know anyone from like your high school, like or your childhood that died from addiction?
I know that there's been a lot of people that I went to high school with and stuff, and there's been like a lot of suicides and stuff lately. I don't, off the top of my head, know anybody that's actually died from addiction. I do know a lot of people that are struggling with it. I don't know anybody personally that's died from it.
What's the worst thing you've ever seen?
My sister was murdered when she was 15. She was shot 9 times.
What the fuck?
I didn't witness that, but you can kind of picture it in your head.
So would you say the worst moment of your life was when you found out that your sister got murdered?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was hard.
You know who did it?
Yeah, it was actually my brother.
Her brother? Why you make that face? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Would you say you've coped with that?
Yes. It took me 5 years. It was a struggle. I went to therapy. They put me on antidepressants, which was probably the worst thing. But yeah, it was a struggle.
What are you addicted to?
I tried antidepressants one time, and I didn't even know it was antidepressants. I'm gonna be honest. Like my dad, I was like, I can't fucking sleep. I just couldn't sleep, and my dad gave me this. I don't even remember the name, but it helped. It was supposed to help you sleep, but it was also an antidepressant. And dude, that shit just makes you feel like terrible. Never again in my life will I ever fucking have it. If my doctor says, yeah, we're gonna put you on antidepressants, no. And I'm not a doctor or anything, but I would highly recommend going against anything antidepressants. Fuck that shit.
Not currently. Maybe the news. I would say if I'm addicted to anything, it would be the news, you know. When I wake up in the morning, I have to check the news to make sure that everybody's safe. Make sure that there's no problems going on. And then after lunch, I go back.
You took meds once too? Was it just because you wanted to take them for fun, Kozu? Or why'd you take them, man?
Because, oh no. Whatever I saw this morning, it's changed now. And I have to know afternoon what's going on.
You think that is ever unhealthy?
Yes.
Have you ever seen someone die?
Yes.
In real life or on the news?
Both.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, what was it like in real life?
I'm glad I haven't
moment,
seen
it was
somebody die in
numbing,
real life.
But it brought me into like a depression to see it in real life, you know,
Why do you think you're addicted to the news?
because of things like that, because of experiences of trauma.
It was dude, I'm not even, I can't even pronounce I can't even pronounce that, bro. Not nauseating? Did I say that right?
And always
We gotta Google this word, bro. That's above my vocabulary. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Nauseating. Yeah. Okay. We got it right. We got it right.
having this desire to always make sure that I'm safe and that my kids are safe, you know, having a desire to know what's going on so that I can prevent something like that from happening.
Have you ever been addicted to anything else like
Nauseating.
vaping,
There we
caffeine,
go. Nauseating.
anything else like that?
Before there was addictions that I struggled with, I would say candy, chocolate, bread, you know, and what?
Bread?
Yeah, bread. Yes, I would feel that if I didn't eat the
Bread? What the
bread
fuck?
or have the
Bread?
yeah struggled with, I would say candy, chocolate, bread, you know, and what?
Bread?
Never in my life been
Bread?
addicted to bread.
Yes, I would feel that if I didn't eat the bread or have the chocolate or something sweet after dinner, like I didn't feel like my dinner was complete. I would get really shaky, you know, and there was lots of withdrawal symptoms, and sometimes it was all I could think about. You know, I'd be in the park, you know, walking or something.
And you just think
suddenly I
about
would
bread?
have a daydream about this chocolate muffin, you know, and I had to go to the gas station to buy it.
Oh, a cat. There's a cat on a leash. That's so cute.
You know what's funny is seeing this park. I remember how many times I would be in VC with Bronson, and he would be like, "Yeah, I just want to go to the park," and he would be at the same exact fucking park, same park.
Who puts a cat? Okay, that is like epic. A cat on a leash. That's awesome. Oh, I have literally never seen a cat on a leash. So that's awesome. They're on a leash. The only cat on a leash in the park.
What's been on your mind recently?
My baby.
Me if I did meth.
What's the worst addiction you can have?
Hatred.
Why do you say that?
Because it'll
Except
consume
he
you.
actually,
Do you have any
bro, his hairline's still there. His hairline is still
examples
fucking
of
there.
that?
Definitely. People will go around this world and they'll be complaining and they'll be saying, I can't do this or I can't do that. This shouldn't be. And they'll make no efforts to change. Lead with love. When I was heaviest into meth addiction and I quit, I thought there were spiders all over me, and so I stripped naked on 17th South and West Temple and ran to my uncle's 6 blocks away. It is not pleasant.
What
the
made you
fuck?
want to overcome addiction? What made you go to the rehab? And
My baby, my kids. I lost my 6-year-old and my 7-year-old already, and she got pregnant with this one, and I wanted to be better. I want to be
After
somebody my
losing
kids
2
can look up
kids?
to and be proud of, not find in an alley and give $1 to.
what's your name?
My name's Raymond Haskins.
David Haskins. Have you known someone who's died from overdose or anything?
I've known someone who has died from taking drugs, but I didn't see when they died. But I did hear about that, and they were someone close to me.
What were they addicted to?
Heroin, marijuana, tobacco, and some of them even alcohol. And, you know, one thing from that experience that I definitely say is that we think that when we are making our own choices and decisions, we think that that only affects ourselves. But we forget that every decision that we make affects those around us, especially those who are close and love us. So if I decide that I want to drink and I'm drunk tomorrow and my kids are late for school, not only does that affect them being late to school, it affects their mental health, and then they can't concentrate to get good grades. But my point is, all of those things that happened to people that I loved, it didn't just affect them, and it made me feel so angry because it affected me and everybody else around them. And they didn't seem to care, or they seemed oblivious to the fact that it was affecting everybody around them.
I have one friend that, well, not friend, but I have one dude that died in high school, and they were playing with guns, and this kid didn't think it was loaded and pointed at this other kid and just shot him right in the head, bro. Like, you gotta be responsible when it comes to fucking guns, and they were like really big druggies. So I mean, unfortunate of a scenario as it is, like, just don't do drugs and don't play with fucking guns. Ugh.
How much money do you spend on nicotine a day?
Recently quit smoking cigarettes, but I cut down to vape. So a month, I would say it's like $50. Before it was like $150, I feel like. So it's good to step down. Don't start vaping though if you aren't. Nicotine is addicting.
Ugh.
Nicotine is still an addiction. I'm just saying. Right? I don't know how else to answer questions, honestly.
What's the worst drug you've ever done?
The worst drug I've ever done, probably morphine, when I got surgery done.
On your own though.
On my own, recreationally. I don't know. I don't think they're bad.
He must have
I
had
love
these recorded for a while, because in that other clip, he had fucking facial hair.
mushrooms, but I don't think that's a bad thing, honestly. Like, yeah, it's like mushrooms, and same with like weed. They come from the ground. I tried meth once. That was pretty awful, actually.
Yeah,
don't do that. It's the come down. I realized, like, it's honestly, I cried for like 12 hours straight. I'm like, why do people do this to themselves? Anything else?
Nah, she looks like she's still on meth till this
Don't.
day.
Don't.
Don't want.
Don't try meth. It's not worth it. I literally was crying for like 12 hours straight. I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm super sensitive and emotional. Maybe that's why, but it was terrible.
Do you know why your brother did it?
To this day, we don't. He actually did get into drugs. He was into drugs at the time. So
Hardcore drugs?
yeah. So I think that
Goes
could
back
have
to my
led
point.
it.
Is he in jail right now, or is he?
So he served time. He got 5 to life, and he just recently got out. So he's out.
You talked to him since?
I have actually. Yeah.
What was that like?
It's hard, but since it was my brother, I felt like, family is blood. So you've got to stay connected. You've got to help family and stuff. And so yeah, we have a relationship.
He's not gonna murder you?
Did they ever argue, but like leading up to this?
They did. Yeah.
Was it like, was it intense, or was it?
It was. Yeah. Yeah. They had knockout, drag out fights.
How old is he now?
He is 47.
Were you close with your sister?
I was. We were very, very close. Oh, I need to take this.
The interviews today have been fucking literally insane. Like, I wanted to segment this with talking about addiction. Like, there's a lot to go with addiction. Like, it's kind of obvious stuff. I just like the storytelling part of it. But the craziest part of me is how open the older people have been. Like, the stories they have, as opposed to like these younger people, and they're so scared to talk about anything. Like, they're just scared. If you enjoy this kind of content,
make sure to smash that subscribe button. But not for real. Let me know what interviews were your favorite and what kind of topics.
Is this an old video?
Bye.
What the fuck?